All right, Doom, we're in game 3. Who would have thunk it? This is, of course, a quarterfinal slot that these guys are trying to compete in to get to the semifinals. The final who goes on to fight the winner of APOC versus Huck. But this is, of course, the Home Story Cup qualifiers, and sadly, the last match we'll be covering of this for today. You can go to Take's stream, though, to catch the grand finals and the semifinals over there. But spawning in the lower right corner of the map, playing for the clan, oh baby! Something I often say when people talk to me about my insanity, it's gonna be Kane.
And his opponent, some call him the Bandana Terran, or the Bandana Man. Ladies and gentlemen, from Complexity, the Purple Terran player, none other than QXC.
And this has been... So if Game 1 and Game 2 haven't been any indication of this so far, guys, this is such an evenly set match. That's what makes this so interesting. There's no dominating Korean player on one side of this against some diamond North American Terran player. No, these are the best of the best that North America has. Well, Kane for now North America has. But... I gotta say, like, regardless of who wins this series, they've both earned it, in my opinion, unless this ends up being a terrible game, which I can't imagine will happen. Not with Kane, not with QXC.
Yeah, and I don't think we'll be seeing another 2-racks here, and Kane making sure of it. In fact, setting this drone out every which way to ensure the fact that those 2-racks are not coming his way. You know, even though he was able to respond to it appropriately, ipso facto, I still think you don't want to face a 2-racks if you can avoid it. You know, it's
and
one of those haunting memories in StarCraft 2 players' minds back in Wings of Liberty, seeing 2-racks followed by SCV pulls, and let's just shake our finger at that. We're going to say not today to that.
Well, the big thing too is this isn't just because you got 2-racks. Every player in the world, they get paranoid after getting 2-racks, and of course they go and search for them in the next following game. But this is a lot, again, I feel, because it's QXC, because this is someone who's known to go with the 2-racks and who actually pulls them off quite effectively sometimes. I guess not this time, however.
And it looks like, you know, QXC preparing for himself for the counter play. It's perhaps a counter cheese, building that command center once again on the ramp, playing it a little bit more safer than, say, someone who's going to be going aggressive and placing the command center on the low ground. So both players keeping this in mind. Both players definitely want to advance to the next stage game. Of course, guys and gals, this is going to be quarterfinal action, which will determine who moves forward in the Home Story Cup qualifier. What's at stake here? A trip to the Home Story Cup. Polt's already gone. So there is definitely a pathway for now these players and some of the other players in the tournament that they can see the light. They can see that golden goose there sitting at the end. And what a exciting thing that would be for both these players to make it to that such prestigious tournament. You know, the Home Story Cup, one of the coolest tournaments out there. If you guys have never watched before, you're in for a very special treat when it comes live in the future, because it's a bunch of players just hanging out and watching StarCraft, casting StarCraft, and playing for money.
What's really fantastic about this, too, regardless of who gets knocked out, they've got another tournament waiting for them. The Home Story Cup, true. Yes, this is a big deal, but if you get knocked out now, the Red Bull qualifiers for North America start shortly. So we'll get to cast one. We may get to cast one of these guys again later on, but SV popped in the middle of the field. Did its job, though. Got to see what Kane was doing. Actually, it didn't get up. Never mind. I thought it got to the natural, but... that sucks.
An exciting day for North American StarCraft 2, Rifkin. That's all I'm going to say.
I don't know. There's not a follow-up to that. I was actually sorry for the turn. Well, I was gonna say sorry for me so quiet in the game. I was actually just I was securing us a match for Red Bull to make sure we wouldn't be like scrambling for breadcrumbs or whatever while this was going on. But we already have our first series set up, guys. We'll be casting Jon Snow versus LZ Gamer. As our
you read my mind, Rifkin.
Is that the one you were hoping for?
Yeah, man.
I saw two of my favorite Zerg players, and we had to take them. So that will be the series we'll be casting immediately after this for Red Bull, guys. But this, I want to stress, again, sorry, we're kind of going from one tournament directly to another. This is still the Home Story Cup. And this is a completely big deal because it's nice to win the North American qualifier for Red Bull, but there's still qualifier number 3 and qualifier number 4 to compete in. So Home Story Cup is only once. This is the only chance they have.
Like I said before, Polt being knocked out opens up a big window of opportunity for these players, and QXC going back to what we saw him do in the first game. So he must feel a little more comfortable with that Hellion Banshee style opener moving into Bile, and we'll see exactly if he be able to keep his Hellions alive this game. I think that's going to be a crucial factor, especially on Newkirk, where Kane's pretty much backed up on all three of these bases, on his main, his natural, his third base. The entire east side is going to be protected, so he's going to have to protect against any incoming attacks coming from the west. He's already starting up his creep shed really nicely here at the bottom of his natural ramp.
Well, the thing for Kane, too, is I gotta commend him. His Zergling control has been immaculate in all these games. Even the first game he lost, shutting down those Hellions has not been an issue for him, but... Oh, these queens. These queens are so annoying for QXC. Playing Ring Around the Rosie, just trying to find a way in. But can't catch a break with six, though. No transfuse is currently available. He should be able to get one of these queens, even with a fourth one coming out, but backs off, accidentally gets a creep tumor thanks to splash damage. Pretty cool. Yeah. But here comes the Banshee. And this Hellion Banshee opener, I guess it's one of those things where QXC is like, if it's not broken, don't fix it. This won me game 1. Maybe it will win me game 3. But there are Spore Crawlers down.
He's got to know that, you know, Kane's not favoring any type of early roach aggression style, and, you know, who can blame him for not doing that here? And QXC's actually got his Hellion count up to 8 in the middle of the field once he joins these other 2 stragglers in the middle of the map. And this is going to be, you know, slightly different than we saw in the first game, because at that point, Kane had killed a lot of those Hellions. There was only just a handful coming in piecemeal to attack him, but now it's going to be 8 in force, and these could do a lot of damage combo with this Banshee here.
These 4 queens. Oh, the Banshee doesn't have cloak. It goes down. That's actually a big deal. Now, of course, he's going to be fighting range of the Spore Crawler. Transfuse is going off left and right, means he won't have them to follow this up. This wall of Lings crashing into the Hellions. Can't quite get the surround that Kane needs. That is so necessary.
And that was 10 Hellions, Rifkin. That's a big amount. And now QXC's got to feel comfortable moving into the third base. At least looked like he may have juked up into the natural, though.
Even with these Zerglings rushing in to defend, QXC actually fighting the Queen there initially. Not a great first hit goes off. And the low rate of fire in the Hellions actually getting him killed. A little unfortunate there. Again, that first volley on the Queen was just enough for the Lings to get the distance to close in and attack before getting roasted alive.
Well, some stark differences between this and the first game. Once again, QXC going to be getting that +1/+1 up relatively quickly here, but Kane going to be getting his Spire up way quicker in this game than he did at that first game. He was still defending against QXC's pressures about 12 minutes in. Now, he's got his Spire about 70 seconds away from completion at the almost 11-minute mark in the game, so it's going to be some quick noodles in there. And if you get on top of this infrastructure of QXC, which is pretty much powering up really hard, if he doesn't get that crucial Marine count up to a certain point to defend against the Mulists, it could be trouble. And there's a Baneling that's about to complete as well, Rifkin.
I wonder, and more importantly, I fear if, like, maybe QXC's luck of catching those 12 extra drones is really what won him game 1. I hope that's not going to be the case, because his Hellion Banshees have just been completely shut down.
Unnatural Rifkin. Lings are going to run through here, going to be getting into the middle line where there are 4 juicy mules ready to go down, but he is going to target the SCVs initially, but the Hellion's going to draw the ire of those Lings, hold them back. So not the biggest damage going down the road, and QXC will be able to establish this third pace with relative ease at this point. So looking at you know, what Kane's got on his side of his field, Spire has just completed. Looking at his larva count, though, he's okay, just about to get that up to 17 larva. Can make 10 mutas with the current bank of gas he has. And looking at his creep spread, I like it. I like how he is spreading the creep here on the new Kirk. Of course, you know, spreading it out to the east is going to allow you to see any attacks that are coming in here, and he's continuously defending against these Banshees, which QXC really has not gotten anything done with at this point in the game.
Yeah, if you keep them alive for the mid game, they're gonna be great for helping snipe off those Banelings, of course. But we got that big surround.
The third.
Yeah, there are Hellions out and a lot of Marines, though, so these Lings should kind of limit on what they can do. Big thing is they stop that bunker dead in its tracks, so there will be no easy defense. And if he backs up now, yeah, Kane can come back in later for round number 2. I don't know what those Banelings just went off on, sir. Scrolling over, just saw the splatted death of 2 Banelings.
You know what? QXC's got this huge infrastructure, like I was saying before, Rifkin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 barracks with reactors on them. He's building 11 Marines at a time right now. Sure, he's only got 1 missile turret in his middle line, but he's got 11 Marines building at once. Should be able to defend against Milos, but I don't know if he'll be able to defend against this attack here. It's assault at the third base with bunkers not being down yet. And if anything, that SCV line's under attack. Banelings moving in. Huge explosions going down there. Tons of workers going to be killed. 22 workers killed in total here from Kane so far in this game. QXC desperately trying to come through here with Widow Mines, with his Marines to defend against us, and he will push it back temporarily. In the meantime, Kane has established his 4th base here in the front of his natural. Got good creep spread. Should be able to defend against this push coming across here from QXC, but QXC really doesn't have the rally that he would like. He is continuing to build 11 Marines at a time, but taking that big hit with the SCVs, that's not going to last for too much longer here.
Well, Medevac going to try and get a drop off while this is happening. Hopefully that doesn't take away too many Marines from the army, though, because QXC is going to need everything. Despite the Widow Mines being here, he's going to lose a lot of these Marines, and the Medevacs will fall as well. This one desperate drop in the main has got to cause some damage, and if it doesn't, well, it looks like it already is. Killing the Queen, killing quite a few drones. No defense at home. Here come the Mutalisks to try and clean this up. But that spawning pool will stand. So will most of these drones. QXC Dancer into the best of his capabilities. 8 drones killed, 9 drones killed, but lost so much in the process. Kane, however, not exactly up in resources lost. Did lose a lot of the banelings trying to hold, but, you know, it's 4 bases to, well, QXC now kind of has 3. He's dropped a lot of mules, just now saturating it.
Yeah, you know, I like Kane's style. I really, really do. It's not one of these, like, hyper-economic Zerg styles. It's really playing an aggressive style, focusing a lot on this mid-game tech. Ling, Bane, Muta crashing into the middle of the field, taking down so many of the Marines, and this is just constantly forcing QXC to rebuild those Marines, but never really getting that critical mass, that critical rally that he's really looking to accomplish with this type of style. And it does seem like that 12 worker kill in the first game may have just been what brought QXC into the victory with that really long delay that he forced upon Kane. But looking at the upgrades here, both players are relatively even.
Is your camera tilted right now?
Maybe.
Okay, because I put my thing on you for like a second and it looks all weird. If you need to fix that, just hit 1C and then go back to E real quick. That should fix it right up for you.
Oh, no, it wasn't tilted.
Oh. Maybe it was just my camera then. Anyways, we got Queen's gonna pick up that one medevac. Baneling's a little bit tentative on where they want to go, but QXC is not. He's decisively going for the main one more time. These Mutalisks were, of course, in the north, nowhere close to home right now.
It's just gonna get cleaned up in the main base once again, Rifkin. It's never really been that doom drop that the Terran players really want to, get off with when they're doing this type of rallying style. And sure, he's being pesky, sure he's drawing the ire of Kane, but as this is happening, Kane's supply is rapidly growing here. Yeah,
the big thing too is QXC is just, he's not forcing the use of the banelings from Kane. Lings, Mutalisks, that's fine. Kane can lose those. If you kill enough banelings, that's kind of hurts the army of Kane, but look at us still rolling across the field with a lot of banelings. Gonna crash into this bio army, not spread out enough it seems. Widowmine's getting some great hits, but the Mutalisks are left uncontended. How many are left on the field? 27 in this Flock Doom.
Yeah, and Rifkin a +2/+2 just now finishing for QXC. It was about 5 seconds away when Kane took that engagement, so very optimal for him in that situation. Gonna back up temporarily here.
Oh, this is a massacre though.
+2/+2 is finishing up.
Those Widowmines did not get the hits off on the Mutalisks. They did go off on Banelings and Zerglings on the ground, so Kane's Mutalisks, I mean, they would heal up, but they're unscathed right now.
There's only one Overseer with this army. Unfortunate Overlord there, gonna get focused down by Widowmine, but okay,
poor
big
guy.
attack gonna go down.
Yeah, the Banelings coming in.
Gonna press forward.
Yeah, the Banelings do get picked up before they can all finish morphing in. Queen a little bit vulnerable where it is gonna go down. Small push, but a scary one enough, because without the Banelings, without the Zerglings, Mutalisks cannot simply attack into Marines. There's a very special etiquette of what counters what precisely.
I think Kane has recognized that this army isn't going to last forever in this situation. He's building that infestation pit, which signals to me he's going to try to go up to Hive here, try to get his upgrades going, try to get that crackling upgrade. But, alright, as he can continue to push back QXC, these are all wins for Kane in this situation.
Yeah, here come the Banelings.
Maybe focus down those medevacs because they aren't just hanging out in the front, Rifkin.
They really are, but he can't afford to do it. He's so busy trying to kill these Marines, these gosh darn Marines, and these Banelings are still rolling forward. Widowmines are not going to get the bro this time. And looks like Kane actually taking some pretty heavy losses this time. He's been taking some very decisive fights prior to this, but QXC, with his kiting, his immaculate skills, has kept him alive so far in this game.
And if he can get that +3 up, man, there could be a big tidal wave shifting the balance of this game into his favor. And this is pretty much what QXC is going to stay on for the duration of the game until Kane moves into some type of Hive tech beyond this.
Unlikely though. I mean, you very rarely see Zerg players go for that Hive tech. If you're, well, okay, bite my tongue as he's now going for it. A big reason is because you can actually play cost effectively off of 2-2. But I think Kane's kind of recognizing that I'm going to need ultras on the field. They need to soak those Widowmines, and a big Widowmine hit gets 15 Zerglings here in the central part of the map.
You know what even could be effective here is Infestors in this situation, locking down the medevacs, locking down the violent plays. It doesn't look like QXC's really doing a whole bunch of splits with his army. He's really just going head to head with Kane, but he's gonna have to split here as the Banleys are moving forward.
Oh, big clash of everything on the left, on the right, on the south, but it looks like Kane will once again come out ahead ever so slightly. However, if he loses these mutalisks, that's his edge in this game. We got SCVs that have been pulled. They're spam repairing everything. But I think Kane might be trying to go for broke right now. One more Widowmine hit can finish every single one of these mutalisks, but they're all on cooldown.
Oh my god, Rifkin, that was insane looking at that situation.
He's got to be careful. There are Widowmines here in the central part of the map about to rearm Doom. Oh, if he flies in the wrong spot.
Huge issue for QXC though in this situation. Look at his mineral patches, so depleted in the main, in the natural, at that third base. He really needs to get another base established here. While Kane is sitting pretty on this fourth base, that third base is still looking very healthy in this situation on that low drone count all game.
Resources lost, actually very close to dead even, simply less than 500 resources separating these two players. Actually, maybe a little more than 5, not less, because I can't do math. But there's that Ultralisk Cavern now coming out. Of course, the greatest thing about Ultralisks is whether you've upgraded or not, they're very good units. They're beefy. They'll chop those Marines to bits. And QXC, ooh, this Widowmine's actually really nice.
Yeah, I think that was relatively effective looking at that situation. It's brought Kane down to 63 drones. In fact, he's going to have to make 6 drones as a result of that.
But I was going to say, the big thing is, look at QXC's base. Look at all these reactors. There's no tech labs yet. There's only 2. So a quick swap to Marauders is out of the question. And if Kane can surprise QXC, if he catches him off guard, oh man, that could just end the game. But QXC's been pretty on top of everything. I mean, he's not been caught off guard this game, I think is a really big thing worth noting. And while the Ultras might surprise him, I don't know. If he keeps kiting, if he keeps spreading, he could be in a good spot.
One thing I really got to commend QXC for is cleaning up the creep spread in the middle of the map. Kane is really limited in terms of vision, so he can't really see what exactly is coming at him, so it's just kind of playing blind at this point.
Oh, but actually lots of Lings get into the main base of QXC. That means they're going to get right on top of the production, get on top of the few scarce SCVs there are on the map, and this planetary fortress is not quite done, but is finished now. However, we got supply depots departing, we got Marines being picked off as they get created, rallying across the field. And Kane is decisively going for the barracks here with that tech lab. So, again, no Marauders to deal with the 5 Ultralisks that are about to come out after this.
This is devastating.
This really is. Mutalisks are actually going to take out this planetary fortress, which means no more mining for QXC.
And Kane's beautiful targeting of Widowmines first in every single engagement is going to prove true as the quintessential tactic.
I think
for him achieving victory, and this planetary fortress stands no chance to get the mutas. Ling still killing everything in the main.
And the Ultras, good game is called.
Forcing the GG from QXC and moving on in this Home Story Cup NA qualifier.
And with that, I'm going to quickly see if our match is still available for us. So we're going to pop up some ads while we get into the Red Bull qualifier here, as I look for Jon Snow and LZ Gamer.